Hey y'all, it's Cholera, bringing you an English commentary on Game 2 of Boxer vs. Yellow at the OSL Finals in 2001. Game 1 was quite exciting and interesting, a very long game where it was Boxer's Dropship Micro versus Yellow's Guerrilla Warfare. Yellow lost his main 20 minutes into the game, but continued to fight for half an hour afterwards, expanding all around the map and just eluding Boxer's dropships with Medic Marines. And hopefully we'll have just as good of a game in Game 2 here. Game 2 is on Jungle Story, a 3-player map that I haven't played personally. It has three bases, and we have here Yellow spawning in brown at the 11 o'clock positions, and we have Boxer in yellow at the 5 o'clock position. Each of these mains has a natural expansion next to it, but it's on a raised platform that can't be reached except by air. So really, none of these bases has a natural expansion. And I'll be expecting here a rather low resource war here, considering both players will probably start with one base. Maybe Yellow will decide to get a quick expansion at a mineral only, which is very hard to defend in my opinion. And if you notice in these old maps, we only have 8 mineral patches as opposed to sort of the standard 10 that we have now on most new maps. So 8 mineral patches plus no natural expansion usually means very low resources, and Boxer just fighting that critter a little bit to get to move, or just for fun. And it looks like he can wall in here. There is a very thin choke point leading to your base, and actually the other spawn locations at the 8 o'clock position, and it's actually a little imbalanced because that position is a complete island from the rest of the map. You can't reach it by land, but both of the bases here are reachable by land. There's a small little land bridge that leads to each. So both players in fairly equal circumstances here on this map. And anyway, in Game 1, really Yellow just going for a Hydra's Lurker build because it was a full island map with drops, and Boxer just showing his very good dropship play, using his dropships all around the map to take out Yellow's expansions one by one, and then doing a surprise hit against Yellow's main and just destroying it 20 minutes into the game. But Yellow continuing to fight because he had so many more bases than Boxer, and Boxer really just sacrificed his economy to go all out with his dropship Medic Marine Force. It looks like Yellow is going to be building a hatchery at his choke point all the way in the corner there. That is the land bridge that leads to the main area. And it looks like Boxer is completely walled off his choke point here, so neither player going for an early expansion. I'll be expecting tech builds from both of these players on this map. We see Yellow indeed has had his extractor up before his spawning pool, so that means he is trying to collect a lot of gas and be able to go for higher level units. I don't expect a rush from either player here. It would be very surprising and quite difficult due to the long distance and the small choke point. So we'll see if Yellow decides to go for a straight 2 hatchery build into Mulisks, or perhaps into drops, although I think Mulisks are a better fit for this map. And so we're seeing a low resource map, low resource game so far, and Boxer once again going for factory, so he's going to definitely going for a tech build here. We'll see if he decides to go quick rates or quick starport, a quick dropship rather with a starport, and both are sort of viable here. From last game I would expect a dropship game here from Boxer, perhaps drops with Medic Marines. He only has 1 barrack so far, no academy, so perhaps he's going to go factory units. You never know with Boxer. Yellow deciding to just get a creep colony as front here. And just really hold that choke very well, because he's not getting any Zerglings. I think he has 4 so far, and he's going to get his lair up. So neither player going for an early attack. I'm guessing Yellow's going to be going for Mulisks here, and finally he's going to get a scout off on Boxer's base here at the lower right. Boxer, I don't believe, has had a scout in Yellow's base yet, so a different sort of game from what we're seeing. Less scouting, less expanding than we usually see here, and this is, I think, a factor of the fact of how early the Starcraft world was at that point. It was in its primordial stages. It was in 2001, just 3 years after the game was released, and the Koreans did pick up quickly onto the game, but the first couple of series, even before this, were actually won by what we would call foreigners now, non-Koreans. Managed to win the first OSL Starleague, for example, I believe, was won by Gur, who is French, I believe, or Canadian, French, I think. In any case, Boxer now with 4 Marines. He's floating his barracks up, so he's deciding to leave his door open, and perhaps he's going to wander out to see what Yellow's doing here. And I'm not sure yet if Boxer's deciding to go for dropships. Yellow, not sure what he's going for either. And we're seeing a good shot of the crowd here. It is a very big crowd, I have to say. Boxer is going for an academy and a starport, so I'll be expecting maybe 8 medic marine drop onto onto Yellow's base here. And Boxer also has a machine shop, interesting enough. So I guess perhaps he's going to get some upgrades for these vultures. And he's actually going for sort of a hybrid force here, vultures and medic marines and starport units. This is really unfortunate for Boxer. Yellow's going to be using his speedlings to surround all 3 vultures and taking them out with minimal losses. And Boxer really, now that his barracks has been floated away, I believe, oh no, he's put it back, so he's going to be able to hold his front here. Yellow with a lot of Zerglings actually, and he's going to try to take down the supply depot, but Boxer does have 5 Marines behind it. And like I said, it's really hard to attack with early game units in this game. And Yellow deciding to actually go for Hydras, so I was completely wrong. I guess he's going to go for a Lurker Force and then perhaps do a drop or just push right through the main. I feel that Yellow can actually expand quite safely right now because the Boxer has lost those vultures and his ability to leave his main. And I'm not sure what Boxer is getting right now. He is getting his control tower for his starport, so I'm guessing he's going to get a dropship. And Boxer is getting a second barracks now. Very interesting. Boxer getting an armory also. I didn't notice all of this. So really going for all sorts of tech off of one base, and this is quite surprising. You know, with 8 patches of minerals and no quick expansion, I think it's going to be very hard for Boxer to be able to get all those units out. I'm not sure if he's going for Goliath drop or what with that armory, and now getting 2 barracks and a starport. He's really not going to be able to produce that much, and he has tanks now. So this should be interesting to see what Boxer can do. And now he's loading up a dropship, 3 Marines, an SCV, and a tank. This might be to expand actually, or it might be to perhaps the SCV will be dropped off somewhere to expand, and then he's going to send that force to harass Yellow's main. But this sort of hybrid force, I'm not sure if it's going to be that successful because tanks and I'm not sure if he has siege mode yet. I just don't know if this drop's going to be effective actually. Although I think there is a ridge behind each of these mains where he could drop the tank. I'm not too sure about that. Like I said, I've never seen this map before. This is a real old school map here. Yellow here with his first lurker, he's going to be able to burrow in front here, and Boxer I think only has a comsat station to help hold this off. And Boxer now not caring about his front door, he is going to have a dropship hovering over Yellow's main, but Yellow does see all that dropship with all his Zerglings, and Boxer's not going to be able to drop his units successfully. And Yellow now just trying to kill off that barracks. Boxer putting up a bunker to protect inside of his main. And yeah, there is a ridge behind the mineral line, so this might swing things in Boxer's favor. Both of these maps actually having a lot of ridges, the first 2 maps being played, and a lot of good places for Terran siege tanks to go. I'm not sure of the statistics on this map. And it looks like Boxer is getting... It looks like there was a drop or something. Yeah, it looks like a drop into Boxer's mineral line there, and Boxer's in huge trouble now. A lurker in the front and a lurker in behind, and Boxer is not getting any minerals now. Boxer in really big trouble. He's